Thank you very much to all of our viewers today. The woman role in the industry has grown enormously in the past years, and today we wanted to share some thoughts from one of our Cisco leaders. So, Patrice, thank you very much for being here with us today, and welcome to Cisco Live.
Muchas gracias.
So, Patrice, we want to know a little bit more about yourself and your role at Cisco. You can tell us a little bit about your career and what you're doing right now at Cisco, please.
Thank you. So I've been in the IT industry for about 27 years. It's primarily been a sales and marketing job that I've had. And my role here at Cisco is I'm the Vice President of Americas Field Marketing. What that means is there's 55 countries within the Americas, 4 different segments, so enterprise, commercial, service provider, and public sector. And it's marketing directly to the customers as well as with our partners. So that's been my responsibility. Claudia, I have a lot of years in the industry, so I'm sure I can share some of my thoughts and what I did over those years.
Yeah, that would be great, Patrice, if you can tell us a little bit about your journey to become a VP of marketing. That would be really good for our woman audience to hear.
Good. So I have to say, I didn't start out saying, this is what I wanted to be, this was the title or the position. What I started out thinking is, what did I really want in my career? And I wanted 3 different things. I wanted to work in an industry and in a position that I knew I can learn lots, that was fast moving, it was gonna have a profound impact, whatever that industry was. So that was the first thing. The second thing, Claudia, it was more about, was I feeling like I made a difference and I can contribute to it? And then lastly, the third thing, which is really important, is to make sure I was making money and that I was being compensated for what I wanted. So those were what I set out for my career. And I have to tell you, my career, because of that, had a lot of different twists and turns, ultimately landing as a vice president. But that's not what I started out wanting to do.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that journey had a lot of challenges. Can you tell us a little bit about what you learned from those challenges on your career in these years of experience that you have?
You know, I would say, Claudia, probably the biggest challenge that I learned is IT is a very male-dominated industry. And being a woman in that industry, that's probably the biggest challenge, but it turned out to be the biggest opportunity for me. You know, men and women act very differently. We act, we communicate, and we speak very differently. So what I would tell you is that what was a challenge at one point turned into an opportunity. And because of the way as women we are, as far as the way we communicate, the way we act, and the way we engage, that's turned out to be a real positive in my career. And that perspective as a woman has contributed to the team, to the organization as a whole. So I would just tell you what I learned is have a lot of confidence in yourself, a belief that you can do whatever you wanted to do, and have the tenacity and the guts to go for it.
Good advice. So what role do you see the woman playing in the industry of the IT?
Well, there's a lot of different roles I think that women can play in IT. As an example, if you think about it, the world's population, there are more women in the world than there are men. Roughly maybe a couple percentages more. So if I think about women in the IT industry, they could play a role from anything from product development to support to sales, marketing, whatever it is. Having a woman's perspective in a company is really important in order to have a competitive advantage, as well as making sure that we are servicing the customers that are important to us as a company. So for us, I believe women have a tremendous opportunity in IT, and we have only scratched the surface.
Patrice, and what piece of advice would you give to our women audiences today that want to succeed in this industry?
So that's a really good question, Claudia, because what I would tell you is it's a commitment to yourself. So if you want to succeed in this industry, or for that matter as a woman in any profession, you have to have an idea of what's important to you. You have to have a plan of how you're going to go about addressing it. And you also have to ensure that there are people around you that support you, that give you the feedback you need, that give you the coaching, that are your sponsors. So what I would say is have a career plan. That's really important because your career will take so many twists and turns, and by having a plan, it allows you to stay focused and to keep the prize in mind.
Patrice, and as a marketing leader, what do you think companies need to do today to be ahead of the competition and be prepared for the future?
So, in my humble opinion, I think companies need to think about where the business is going, not just where it is today, but where the business is going. I think that what we have to do is then build organizations that absolutely can align behind and get that vision and then be able to execute against that vision. And then the last thing is, it's all about the people. And in companies and industries, I don't care what industry you're in, you have to invest in the people. Do they have the right skills, whether they're technical skills or soft skills or leadership skills? Because in order for a company to be successful, it's the people that make the company successful. So that would be my thoughts.
Patrice, and do you want to give any additional thoughts to the woman audience that are participating today to wrap up the conversation?
Yeah. So Claudia, I would say, you and I have had this discussion. Believe in yourself, have an idea of what you want to do, be open to challenges or new opportunities that present themselves. And I would say have fun doing it, because there'll be a lot of ups and downs, but have fun doing it and make the most of any opportunity that's presented, because ultimately it will pay off some way or somehow.
Patrice, thank you very much for your time. I think this was really good advice for our women viewers. So I really appreciate the time that you take to be with us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you so much, Claudia.
Thanks.